and welcome to another Student Talks session tonight. Tonight we are going to have our third session with lovely two different students from different universities and from Turkey. And tonight we are going to have our live session with Çisem Karagöz from Istanbul University and Ece Gider from Altınbaş University. When they are here, I'm going to invite them to join. So after that, we are going to start our live session with them, and I'm sure that it's going to be a very lovely and very useful session for all of us. Let me invite them. And she wants to join. Yeah. So let me invite Çisem. Yes. Hello, Ece.
Hello.
And I'm trying to invite Çisem. Just a moment.
Okay.
But I can't. Why not? Çisem, if you're there, can you just send us to join request? I'm waiting for her. Yes, I'm still waiting. Actually, we are waiting for Çisem to send us invitation. I think yes. Yes, there she is. Okay. There she is. Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. It's great to see you, both of you, Ece and Çisem. Lovely. And I think you are both ready. So before starting our live sessions, I would like to say thank you to both of you for accepting my invitation for student talks. This is really great project for all of us, and it's really wonderful to listen to your ideas about your language adventure. Okay, so are you
Thank
ready?
you so much. Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
It's really so
Okay,
cool.
wonderful. Okay, if you are ready, and we can start. So both of you, can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences in language learning? Let's, Ece, start from you.
Okay, I am Ece Gider. I am 20 years old, and I study in dentistry faculty in Altınbaş University. In my language experience in primary school, it was very bad. I hate English and other old
Wow.
language. Yes. I think I will never be able to learn English, and I think really like that. Then I met with in seventh class. I met with those teachers, and my whole idea changed with him.
It's wonderful.
Yes, I learned everything which I know now from him. So I thank you for him in here too.
Let's say hi
Really.
to Doğuş Hocam from here. Great.
Yes, and in language, in English, I don't like grammar so much. I like reading, writing, and other parts. And I try to read and listen regularly, read the article or books or listen to news or other things like that.
I see. Okay, thank you very much, Ece.
Yeah,
Yes, Çisem, what about you?
Hi, firstly, I'm Çisem, and I'm 21 years old. I'm studying at Istanbul University in the Department of Political Science and International Relations. I started to learn English when I was 7 in my first grade. And from the beginning, it was my favorite lecture, actually. It always amazed me by learning English. So it wasn't really hard for me. And because of my department, I always engage with the language, especially English. I need to read a lot and write a lot. So it never bother me to use another language, especially English is one of my favorite language. So it's easy to use also. So I think that's all.
Okay, great, wonderful. Thank you, Çisem. Okay, let's move to the second question for to both of you. And what was or were your turning points or points in your own education? Yes, Çisem, let's start from you this time.
Okay, for me, I can say that there is 3 turning points. First of them, I remember that when I was in first class, I was super young. I know I was super little to think about it, but I started a private school. So half of my class was already there in the kindergarten, and they know
Mm-hmm.
more English than me because like it was, for me it was new, but for them they already knew that. And I remember that I was really ambitious about that, and I said to myself that okay, I will learn this language super good and I will be better than them. I remember that moment that I said that. And
Wonderful.
but it turns out that it's also one of my favorite lectures, so it wasn't too hard. And my second turning point is actually when I was met with you, because thanks to you,
Thank you.
showed me, you showed me my limits, because like I remember that I was so insecure about the language, because even if I love the English lectures and stuff, but still I was so insecure to use it. And you
Mm-hmm.
told me that how can I use it perfectly, and you also always support me that you showed me that my limit is not really low. Actually, my limits are really high. You showed this.
Mm-hmm.
And third one is my Erasmus experience, I think, because when I was in Erasmus, I meet with wonderful people around the world, and they all showed me different perspectives about language. So I think that it's really beautiful to understand people all around the world and connect with them. So when I was in Erasmus, I realized that why do I need to use English, and why do I need to learn more English? Because it helps me to connect with amazing people. So I can say that these 3 points are really
Mm-hmm.
important period times of my life.
So wonderful. And it's honor to hear the part that you said about me. Thank you, Çisem. And by the way, I just wanted to remind that the language is, don't just think about a lesson. Language is a kind of a communication tool. So probably you understood the importance of the learning or having that language is really important and using it. So it's a really great tool to communicate. Okay, so Ece, what about you?
I think I have 3 turning points too.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, as I mentioned before, the Deutsch teacher. When I met him, really, he changed all, how can I say, perspective about the English to me. And
Wonderful.
the second one is my English travel. I'm sorry, not English travel, abroad. I go abroad
Mm-hmm.
for 15 days, and it was really so good experience. We go with bus, and it was really really good. I learned them. The are not only a language; it's our parts and our life part.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is, I think, my university. Our school has a lot of foreign students. Now,
Wonderful.
talking with them and to communicate with them, it is so good. These are my turning points, I think.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Ece, to share it with us. So your all turning points are really important and really interesting turning points you had, and you shared with us. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's move to another question. Again, to both of you, like, could you find enough opportunities to practice speaking in the class and outside the classroom? Ece.
In high school, no. We can only communicate with the teacher. We can only speak with our teachers, not our
Mm-hmm.
friends, I think. But in university, because of our school has a lot of foreign students, we have a lot of opportunities for speaking. Our lessons are English too. So we can talk with our teachers with English, or our my friends, we always talk English. So that's
I
good.
see. So you find an opportunity to do it. What about you, Çisem?
I find myself really lucky about this because from the beginning of my English learning experience, I always have a chance to practice in speaking, especially in high school. I remember that we have a Erasmus Plus project that we have a 6 another country as a participant. So we were always like in communicate with each other. So it helps a lot. And in my university, in my prep class, we have foreign teachers. They have 3 or 4 lectures for a week. Every week we have them, and it really helped also because they didn't know Turkish, or at least they told us that they don't know Turkish. And we also had a opportunity to practice our speaking skills. So I think yes, because I found myself really lucky about it. Also in university last year I was in Erasmus again for 7 months, so it also really helps.
Wow.
So yeah.
I think you were in Finland.
Yes, I was in Finland.
I see. You were lucky about it. Okay then. So thank you very much to share your ideas with us, both of you. Okay, so Ece, this question is for you.
Okay.
If you could have, what would you have skipped or added in your English lessons?
Skipped or added. First of all, I skipped a lot of grammar activities. And because it's really hard when the students always study grammar. They hate me. I hate a lot when study grammar a lot. And I added new speaking and reading activities because I think in public schools these are so little, not enough. And the listening is so important. So I add some things about it.
You add something about that, some reading and some listening. So, okay, good. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, right.
Would you like to add anything else, Çisem, to
Yeah,
that or no?
I agree with Ece. I skipped grammar because grammar, it's not useless, but while you are speaking, you don't think about grammar. It's same for Turkish. While we are speaking Turkish, we never consider grammar rules. Actually, I don't say that it's a true way to speak, but at least we didn't consider that. And I think in Turkey, the grammar is a bit like everyone acts like it's so important, but I think it's more important to listen and speak fluently. So the grammar is not. Grammar is a obstacle for students, I think, because students afraid of grammar and they also afraid to use speaking skills because they think that they have to. They think that their sentences have to be right and perfect, but it's not like that in the real world.
I see. Okay, thank you very much, Çisem. All right, let's continue with another question. Thank you very much. Can you describe, both of you actually, can you describe a good example of a learning environment in terms of English classes? Çisem.
Yeah, okay. This will be really cliche, but I having international connections in the class is important. For example, like foreign teachers, because you know that you can't communicate with them in your own language, so you have to push yourself to speak and to communicate with them. So at a point you have to push yourself. So I think that foreign teachers helps a lot to students, because students have to think and speak and listen them and try to understand them. So I think it's really useful for them.
I got it. Okay, what about you, Ece?
I have a memory about this, and I will say the good learning environment. I remember in high school, how can I say, in the lessons, only the students who can speak fluently and could speak in the lessons with the teacher. Others, the part of the class only sleep in the lessons. So it was so bad. Yeah, I mean, how can I say? I think everybody should attend the lessons and do some practice about speaking or what we do in the lessons. So if everybody can attend the lesson, it is a good learning environment, I think.
I agree in that point with you. Yes, everybody in the classroom should attend. You know, they all should be in the lessons. Okay, so it's not a good way to having the lesson with just a couple of students. All the students should participate in the lessons. All right, thank you very much to both of you. Okay, let's move to another question. This question for you, Çisem. You had tens of exams and quizzes in your English classes. Do you think they were related to the real life? If not, what kind of questions would you like to see in the exams?
Okay, I will answer this question by thinking of my prep year. In my prep year, our exams are like, we have listening exams, we have grammar exams, we have speaking exams, and we have writing exams. For me, writing and speaking was super useful because I still use those knowledge in my department. So they are really useful. So I can say that I use the knowledge that I learn in those lectures and exams. I still use it, but at the same time, grammar again, we have a really hard grammar lectures, and also we have to think about it. But sometimes I feel like it is so unnecessary, because like sometimes we see some grammar rules that I even don't know in Turkish. So I was okay, this is so hard. I don't think that do I need this or not. But for speaking and listening and writing, especially writing, it was useful, and the exams teach me a lot about how can I write better, and what do I need to do while I'm writing an essay. So I think that the writing lectures are really useful for me.
I got it. All right. Thank you very much, Çisem, for the idea. But I think Ecem has got a kind of a connection problem. Just a moment. Let me invite her again to the session. Yes, I have invited her again. Maybe she sent me a request. Is she here?
Yes.
There she is. Hi.
Yes.
Okay, it's nice to see you. I think you can't have a connection problem. That's okay, not a problem. Yes. Thank you very much, Çisem, about your ideas about the exams. Okay, so this question again to both of you. Do you think you have learned how to learn? And for example, after all those years with English lessons, can you start learning another foreign language on your own? Ece?
I think yes. Really. Yeah, I think I learn how can I learn, and because now before I expect everything from the teacher, but now I am searching and in internet, or
Wonderful.
I read the articles, and I start to learn new language, Italian, and I start before the listen to podcasts and read some things. And after that, I will start the English course. But the first beginner's part, I start myself. That podcasts are really so useful. It's a very good
way to do it. And you are learning Italian?
Yes.
You are, I think. I see. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Yes. It's wonderful. Yes. What about you, Çisem?
I also agree with Ece again. I also think that I learn. How can I learn? I also started to learn German when I was in prep year. It was 4 or 3 years ago, and I still learning it. And it makes me realize that when I was learning English, I didn't think that the language is something that I always have to read or like listen or practice it. But now I know that what do I need to do for learning a new language. Now I know that I have to practice German like every week, because if I don't do that, I will forget that. And also it made me realize that how simple English is because German is super hard. And when I started to learn German, I was like, that's hard. English was so much easier than this.
Easy.
Then when I was in Erasmus, I started to learn Finnish, and
Wow.
it made me realize that how simple German is, because like Finnish is absolutely the hardest language for me right now. And now I know that what do I need to do, learn more efficiently, and I know my experience and my strengths, so it's easy for me to learn another language at this point.
I understand. It's a great points that both of you mentioned here about the learning another language. But of course, it's learning a language. It's not an easy thing, you know. You need to spend your time, you need to spend effort, and you need to, you know, especially spend money about it. You know, you need to give lots of things and time. You need a lot of things to do to learn a new language. It's not easy. Like just like doing like this. Okay, now I learn German, or okay, now I learn English. No, it's not kind of like that. You need to push your limits. You need to push yourselves. And you need to try, and you need to, you know, to practice every day. All right. So let's move to another question. Ece, this question is for you. But you know to be careful about these questions because Doğuş Hoca is here. What makes a teacher the best and the worst for you?
I think before everybody cannot be teacher. I think the worst teacher, I have an example in primary school. I have a teacher. She gives us the homework. She's in 1 minute. We have 20 or 40 vocabulary, and she says you will write 100 or 150 times each word, and you will bring this tomorrow. I think it was so bad. I hate the English because of her. I think this is the worst teacher example. The best teacher example is social.
Great.
Yes, sympathy. I think the teacher should be sympathetic, or when you make a mistakes, he or she should show the not directly show your mistakes. Show the how you could find your mistakes, or you will realize it. Not one body should directly show you, because if they directly show us, the students will do the same mistake again, and nothing will be changed.
I see. Thank you very much, Ece. Okay, so Çisem, would you like to add anything else to this question, or I'm gonna move to your question?
I agree with Ece, actually.
Okay, you agree with Ece. Wonderful. Okay then, Çisem, do you feel that you have learned how to read and listen in terms of language skills?
I think yes, I learned, because now when I am listening something, I can actually understand it at the same time. At the beginning of my English experience, I always like to listen English musics instead of Turkish musics. But I remember that when I was in secondary school, or like in high school even, sometimes I can't understand the words, what did they say in the musics or the songs or the videos in YouTube. But now when I listen something, or like watch something, I actually can understand what they mean, what are they saying. I can follow the statements and everything. And also for reading, because of my department, again, I read a lot of English articles and books and everything. So at this point I have to learn how to read in English. So there is no choice for me. But yeah, I think I can read and listen now. I can say that I'm good at listening and reading.
Wonderful. Great. So keep doing that one. Keep reading and keep listening, then both of you. All right. So let's move to another question about with Ece. Ece, what materials or activities keeps you most engaged in English classes and why?
I think the first one is for listening. The
Mm-hmm.
podcasts I use a lot in English or in Italian, all language. Podcasts are so good material, I think. And because I think when you listen, you can adapt easily.
Mm-hmm.
When we compare this with reading or writing exercise. And the second one is for the vocabulary exercise, the Quizlets I use a lot, and it is because I think the visual practice are so important in vocabulary practice. So these are
the things I see. All right, thank you very much about the activity.
Yeah.
That the podcasts are really important. Definitely, I agree with you, Ece. Thank you very much. Okay, Çisem, let's move to you again. Do you think you had known what you were expected to achieve at the end of the academic year when you first, started your prep year? Is it important to know and why?
I'm not sure about myself what did I expect from my prep year, because to be honest, I could speak my prep year, but I didn't want to because I wanted to start a new language. I started German. So at the beginning of my prep year, I didn't expect anything, but I also think that it's not important to know because learning is an experience. Like, we can always learn. You can never be sure that, okay, I learn enough, or like, okay, I know everything right now. I don't need to learn anything new. So I don't think that it's important to know before your prep class. But for me, I achieved mostly in writing because before my prep year, I can write, yes, but I realized when I was in prep year, I realized that I didn't know how to write like improperly, because I write maybe paragraphs and stuff, but I never know the mathematic behind them, In my prep year,
I see.
I realized I learned how can I write essays, like the beginning paragraph and the summary paragraph. I learned what is essay, what is really essay is. So it's important for me that it teach me how can I write fluently and in a good
I
way.
see. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is also really important for my department because my exams, my finals and my midterms, always we have to write essays. So if I skip my prep year, I wouldn't be this okay right now. So it's important, but I don't think that it's important to know before your prep class, because like learning is like in your life you can learn every time, every day, and everything. So it doesn't matter, I think.
I see. Okay, thank you very much, Sam. Thank you to share your ideas with us. Okay, so let's move to other questions. So these are more kind of fun questions. I really wonder what I'm going to say about it. Okay, Ece, let's start from you first. Can you tell us 5 phrasal verbs that you always use in or outside the classes?
5 phrasal verbs, I think. Deal with,
Okay.
look after, put on, make off, and for 5th one.
Yeah, for the 5th one.
Put forward, maybe.
Put forward. All right, thank you. Good phrasal verbs. What about you, Çisem?
I can say that point out, we use a lot. Think over it, we use a lot again. Follow up is also I use a lot. deal with. I also
Mm-hmm.
use a lot this phrasal. And for the fifth one, I actually don't remember right now. Maybe look up, but I think Ece said that, right?
Well, no, did you say look up,
No,
Ece?
I said look
No,
after, I think.
look after, she said.
We also use look up a lot.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Nice phrase of verbs from both of you. Thank you. This next question is really interesting. I also wonder what are you going to say about it. Yes, Ece, let's start from you again. If you could have one superpower to use in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help?
The superpower. I think I want to read and see people's minds.
Nice
What
one.
they think. I think it will be so funny and so good because, for example, in the class, when we are listening to teacher, what they think, if I will be teacher, if I will be a teacher, I wonder they are listening to me or they are not.
They are
To
not.
know this, yes, what they think in their minds. To know this, it can be funny.
It can be funny. It's okay. So it's a nice superpower. Thank you, Ece. What about you, Çisem?
I would probably want something like supervisional eyes, like or glasses, so
Wow.
I can look or watch all the lecture all over again and again whenever you know. Sometimes I really need that because sometimes I missed something and now it's not, the lectures are not in Zoom anymore. So I want to know what the teacher said, but I can't remember it. And I asked my friends and they also don't remember. And I was like, I wish I have something that I can use and also watch all over again the lecture. So it was nice for me and useful.
It's a nice, it's both of you, it's a nice superpower. So someone mind reading, another one kind of a, kind of a glasses, a recorder glasses. You
Yeah.
need to record everything in your glasses and watch it again and again. Okay, thank you very much. It's really interesting, both of you. Thank you. Okay, so let's move to another question. Ece, what was the biggest challenge that you have faced this year so far?
I think in Corona, it was the biggest challenge for me. The Corona and it take so bad. But in lessons in my academic parts, I think biophysics, because physics is really hard lesson and in our native language it is really really hard. But we see the English version. When they combine each other, it is super hard. And I think these two ones, my biggest challenge for this year.
I see. Okay. What about you, Çisem?
Yeah, after COVID-19 pandemic, nothing feels like really big challenge for me right now. But I say maybe when I come back to Finland, I spent too much time over there, and when I come here, it was a bit hard to adapt my old life again, because over there it was different, and in here it's also different in the social way, because I always have tons of friends, like maybe 10, at least 9 friends, my roommates. We stayed in the same floor with them, my floor mates. We have 9 people, and when I come here, sometimes I miss that noise, I feel so alone in here, because in there, whenever I want, I can find someone to do something with me, but in here it's hard to organize something. Like I always have to text my friends beforehand, maybe 2 weeks earlier, do you want to do this or do this? But over there it's super easy. I was just like call them, hey, do you want to do this? They were like, yeah, sure, why not?
Why not? Nice.
Yeah, maybe this one.
That one is your challenge here. I see. Okay, great. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas, your challenges with us here. Okay, so let's move to another question. Çisem, can you tell us 5 adjectives that describe an effective language learner? Let's start.
Yeah. Let's start with patience.
Okay, patient is number
Because
one.
it's a long way, never ending, so you have to be patient. And
Definitely.
you have to be also hardworking, I think.
Number two, hardworking.
Ambitious.
Ambitious. Okay. Number
Uh,
three.
Passionate, I think, also, because
Okay.
for efficiently learning, you have to be patient to learn.
Okay.
Curious.
And the last one.
Curious.
Can you say it again?
Curious.
Curious. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice. Yes, what about you, Ece?
I think I agree with Sam what she says all first of all, and the second for is I think comprehensible to effective language should be, and articulate maybe, and
nice.
for fluent, and hardworking and quiz.
Hardworking and quiz. Good. Thank you. Great, Ece. Nice adjectives. Wonderful from both of you. Thank you. All right. So let's, by the way, just 2 questions left. We are coming to the end of the session, you know. Time flies as usual. All right. So let's move to another question. Ece, think that we finished the interview and you step outside the home and find a lottery ticket, ends up winning $10 million. What would you do?
Wow.
Yeah, firstly you say wow. Nice.
Wow. Yes, it is so much. But when I found, first of all, I go to the police station and I try to find the owner for this money.
Okay.
And if I can't find, I do the legal things, and I talk with the policemen, and I donate this money at charity, one or more charities, and help people.
Help people. Okay, thank you very much, Nai, for this idea. What about you, Çisem?
Okay, if I say my idea, it will be super selfish. Then you
No. Tell us your idea. Not a problem. You can directly tell your idea. Whatever you want to do, it's totally your idea. So you are free to say.
Yeah, I will probably spend a bit for my education because I want to master's after I graduate next year. So I will probably spend that money for that, and then I will travel around the world, like every country, everything. I will go what they have over there.
Yeah, you spend that money for that. Ece, would you like to change your mind about, or you still donate it? Okay, wonderful.
I will donate.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you to both of you for your ideas. Okay, here is the last question for both of you. What is your motto, Çisem?
What is my motto? I actually don't have a motto. It comes to my mind right now, but there is a sentence from one of my favorite poets, Can Yücel. One of his poets, he wrote that you are loved as much as you love. So I really believe this sentence. So I always, when I connect with someone or something, I always think that, because I think the connections are both ways. So if I love and care, and it comes back to me. So I believe this sentence string, I think it's a strong sentence to use, affect my life.
I see. It affects your life. It's a really nice one. Thank you very much, Çisem. What about you, Ece?
I have 2 motto, and the first one is learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow.
Hope for. I think Ece. Just a moment. I think Ece. Ece, she has kind of a connection problem, I think. She was just saying that nice motto to us, Probably, I think she will lose her connection, I think, again. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, but let me invite her again, just a moment. So she will join probably. Let me invite. Is she here? I can't see. Yes, I have invited her again. Yeah, she already wants to. Okay. She's coming. Almost. Yes, there she is. Okay.
Yes, I am so
Okay,
sorry
Ece.
really
No
for this
problem. This
connection
this
problem.
can happen. Not a problem. Just calm down. Not a problem. Let's start again. You were saying your motto to us.
Yes, the first one is live, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And the second one
Hope
is
for tomorrow.
times never
Okay.
come again.
And the second one?
Times never comes again.
Times never comes again. Okay. Thank you. That both mottos and the sentences from Çisem, they're really great. Thank you. All right then. Okay, so that's all my questions to both of you, by the way, and from Student Talks side. And before ending our live sessions, would you like to add anything else?
I want to say thank you for having us, because it was a really opportunity to myself, because this is my first experience live, so nervous. Maybe you can feel it, I don't know, but I was really nervous about it, but just like you said, time flies, so I even didn't notice the time. But thank you for having us and for this experience.
Great, thank you,
I
Çisem. What
thank you a
about you,
lot
Ece?
too. I thank you a lot too, because it is so unforgettable memory for us. And like Sam said, my first live too, and I did this for both of you, and it was so good. Thank you so Sam and you too.
Okay, it's great, wonderful. I thank you both of you. All right then, and I'm sure that you had the fun, and we had really fruitful session with Çisem and Ece, and they were with us. I just mentioned that Çisem and Ece with us with the sessions, and we had a really great time with her here, and we have learned lots of things from them about their English language adventure and other ideas. So we are coming in end of our session again, just like the other session. So we are going to be here next week on Monday at the same time, on the same day, as you know, that's the student talk session. And until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And until the next time, take care of yourselves, both of you, and you all who watch this live sessions. And take care of yourselves, and peace everybody, and bye bye until the next time. Bye bye, Çisem and Ece. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.